Hello everybody, this is AnonymousZao Gaming, and I just want to thank you for stopping by and viewing my first video, and hopefully the first of many videos to come. Right now we are looking at Insurgency, the new standalone game, not the mod, that some people might actually be familiar with, as this did first start as a mod quite a few years ago and gained enough popularity they decided to make it an actual standalone game now. They've made a lot of improvements on this game. It's actually pretty amazing now as compared to what it was when it was just a mod. Right now we're playing the new hunt gameplay, which is basically like a terrorist hunt if you played Rainbow Six. You might be a little bit familiar with that. Basically it just spawns a certain amount of enemies in the map, and you have to kill all of those enemies and then destroy one of the weapon caches at the end, and then you successfully complete the mission. The game still features a lot of the same basic elements as the mod. The lean features are always nice, and then there's a lot of improvements that they've done with the sound. Obviously the visuals are much better. The game still handles the same, still feels really smooth. The controls are very simple and basic, so that's always good. It's not very confusing to play. The overall game itself, I'd have to say it's definitely worth checking out. You can pick it up on Steam relatively cheap. I'm actually about to drop a guy around the corner here. These guys are AI enemies. They're actually not the players because of the game type again. But let's see. I want to show you something pretty funny here. One moment.
What the hell?
Oh my god!
Oops.
Damn it!
So that was just a series of rather unfortunate events. We were actually right there at the end. All we had to do was destroy that cache, and then we would have won. But the C4, they did an update, and it was updated to be incredibly powerful. Some say it's a little unfair. As you can tell, it pretty much kills everything in about a good, I'd say maybe 100-meter radius at this point. But as you can tell, they still have a lot of the customization features for the weapon. It almost has kind of a Crisis feel when selecting and outfitting the different weapons. Obviously different armor, the chest carriers for ammo. But right now I'm just going to use the favored sniper of mine. Bolt pull, because nothing feels better than this rifle in your hands. I really like how they did the sniping in this game. It's fairly balanced, I feel. There's not a whole lot of, I guess, scope sway, which some people may find to be a little unrealistic, but you do still have to balance it out, and just took that dude's head off. They do have a kind of a secondary zoom feature, as you can tell right there. If you hit shift while you're zoomed in, you kind of do a little bit of an extra zoom, which is always nice for those really long range shots where things are getting a little intense. But I'm going to stop talking here for just a few moments so you can get in on a little bit of the action, see what it sounds like.
Nice shooting, guys.
So that was just a quick little firefight there at the beginning of the match. It gets pretty intense, I'm not going to lie. A lot of the sound effects, the plinking of rounds going past you, hitting the metal in front of you, it can make things a little nerve-wracking. Get sweaty palms, and you start feeling a little nervous, heart kind of starts racing there. But at this point in time, I'm just pretty much looking to try to get up the hill so that we can capture the first spawn point. But yeah, as you can tell, the visuals are still really good on the game. This is built off the Source engine. This is not built off the updated CSGO engine. So it's a little bit older, but not by much. It still performs well, obviously. The Source engine pretty much always has been rather flawless as far as performance. This is on max graphics at this point, and I'm currently only recording at 30 frames per second. But as you can tell, it's still really smooth. There's not a lot of chopping or anything. The game is overall very well polished. I believe it's on Steam right now for $15, which is not a lot of money for as much intensity as you'll get out of this game. And it has a fairly solid player base. It's nothing crazy. You know, you're not going to find tens of thousands of people on at one time. But that's kind of what I actually like about this game, is the smaller community. You don't have to really worry about a lot of people complaining about things being overpowered or unbalanced and unfair, because the community that does play has pretty much been playing mostly either since the mod days or since the standalone game first came out. So they're fairly used to everything. They know how the game performs. It's not exactly a arcade shooter by any means. Basically, if you take 1 to 2 hits, you're gonna die with pretty much no matter what gun is being used. So it's very realistic, which is another thing that actually drew me to this game. And here I'm just gonna be doing some long-range shots, tagging quite a few people here. I actually almost ran out of ammo just getting to the very first base. But yeah, there's a lot going on right now, so I'm just gonna drop the mic here for the next maybe minute or so, and let you guys just kind of get another feel for exactly how things look and how the game progresses a little bit here. Looks like a bunch of them are up on the right side.
Gotta reload!
There's a lot of them over there. Holy crap.
Alright, watch it. We got probably about 1 or 2 left on the sandbags to the right. Baby, can you please go? Daddy's trying to record this, sweetie. I'm already
Okay, loading.
out of ammo. Alrighty, so that was just another little firefight that we got into after taking over the first capture point that we needed to grab, and we are now making our way to the second one. Pretty much everybody at this point has been neutralized. But back onto the game, and some of the things that I really enjoy about it is the developers that are actually working on this game. They do make updates rather frequently, actually. Which is another really nice thing. This is not a abandoned title. They are constantly releasing new maps, new weapons, new features into the game, as well as fixing some bugs and just doing general upkeeping on the game, making sure that everything's performing well, which is really nice. It's a lot of it's basically everything that a lot of developers have kind of stopped doing, sadly, is just making regular updates. And even right now, they have regular contests and giveaways, things like that, for the game, which is always really, really nice as well. Just kind of give back to the community that has kind of kept the game afloat and helped turn it into what it is today, just going from a mod to an actual game now. Some of the other things that I wanted to just note that I don't really know if were visible in the actual video itself are a couple of hidden features. They're not really hidden, but just they go passed up, and it kind of makes me a little sad. The slide feature is really awesome, actually. I actually have a lot of fun doing that. You know, you're just running, just hauling ass. You need to get to the next cover. The second you hit crouch, you kind of do this little baseball slide to get into cover. Which is always fun, and I actually find myself, when I play any other games such as Battlefield, things like that, see, I actually just did it right now, I find myself running and hitting crouch expecting myself to slide behind cover, and then it just never happens, and I end up getting shot right in the face. So this game kind of spoils you a little bit. It can almost make other games feel a little dull sometimes, and I think I should get killed right there. But I just also wanted to look at a couple things. I'm actually at the top of the scoreboard, but I ran out of ammo on the sniper, so I was just down to my sidearm. But here in just a few moments, I'm actually going to drop out of the server to show some of the features of the menu, because they have made a lot of really big updates on the menu, actually. It almost looks completely different at this point. Some of the, I guess, quick features just to mention, and you'll actually see it here in the video in probably the next minute or so, is they have added a new friends list feature that's just built in, so everybody that's immediately online, right there you see rank progression, you can see the friends. They actually have a news feed as well, so it's kind of reminiscent of CSGO's menu. They have a lot of the news listed right there on the front page. It used to be basically just completely blank except for the play, training, server browser, and then options menu. But there's a friends list, so you can see people that are online, nice and easy instead of having to actually pull that up in the Steam overlay. But yeah, so definitely go ahead and check this game out. It's only $15 on Steam.